Hey everybody, welcome back to round two. Hopefully round two can be as exciting and action-packed as round one. This is a significantly better hand than we've been seeing. Turn 1 Elvish Mystic, turn 2 Satyr Wayfinder, turn 3 hopefully good stuff. Obviously having that good stuff would be nice right now, but I'm pretty happy with this, so we will keep. And my opponent has the draw. He drops a Plains and a Selfless Cathar. Well, this seems familiar. So let's drop our Forest and our Elvish Mystic and say go. He swings in with his Cathar. I will not trade. He drops a Swamp and ulcerates my Elvish Mystic. Well, that's kind of harsh. Well, let's drop a Satyr Wayfinder. Let's hopefully pull a Forest here. Oh, there goes my Genesis Hydra. But hey, that still leaves stuff. Alright, so I'll pass the turn. He misses a land drop. That's not good for him. Let's see. For next turn, I can Expedition, getting me more mana, which I definitely don't need at the moment. Next turn I cannot. There's that Zathras Slyblade I considered during the draft. So let's drop this. So do we Expedition or do we Netcaster Spider? I think we Netcaster Spider. It's not going to block that Slyblade, but it's something. So let's drop the Netcaster Spider. I could attack in. He might just trade with the Cathar, or he might just let it through. It's just 1 damage. So, Slyblade. It costs 4. I know he does not have any lands in his hand unless he just drew one. So maybe he can't be activating this just yet. There's the land, so he did draw it. So, Slyblade is online. So it gets First Strike and Death Touch, meaning that it basically kills at least 2 things that are blocking it. Cursed Spirit, that's also not good for me. This looks like it might be a bad matchup. The Wolfforged Golem can block the Spirit quite well, luckily. And I think that might be what I need to bring out. I feel like he's the beatdown at the moment, even though the life totals don't really show that. So we will go with the Wolfforged Golem to block the Accursed Spirit, assuming he does not pump it up or otherwise kill my Golem or something like that. Odds are he does have at least 1 Flesh to Dust. I did pass 1. So he's going to come in with the Slyblade. So I can offer to trade the Netcaster Spider here as a tempo play, because he will not be able to play anything else. Maybe he can't play anything else. No, I think I'll just take the 2 here. So I take the 2, and I was right, he can't actually play anything else. So we are going to actually swing in with the Netcaster Spider now. Because if he wants to trade with the Accursed, well, he could block with that. Yeah, no, I won't do that. So no attacks this turn. I will instead just charge my Rhino. Can I Expedition this turn in exchange for just completely tapping out? I could. He would swing in for 6, dropping me to 11. I would have more mana than I ever need. I don't have Genesis Hydra anymore. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. So no, Expedition's kind of a dead card right now. Because I have all the mana I would ever need. So I will, for the time being, just say go. So he gets his land drop, bringing him up to 5, meaning that Flesh to Dust is probably online. He just passes the turn. Interesting. So if I swing in with the Rhino, he can just kill it here. Well, that's a pain. I think we just play Wall of Essence and pass. So at the moment, I'm really hoping for basically my flyers. I'm hoping for Razorfoot Griffin, even though it would be kind of a waste of its ability. I'm waiting for Resolute Archangel. I'm definitely not waiting for a Wall of Mulch, that's for sure. It would get me some card draw, which would be nice. So I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about some card draw here. If I sack Wall of Essence, I lose Wall of Essence, so he's going to draw 2 and lose 2. So he's drawing cards. That makes me want to draw some cards. So let me think about it. I've got my Charging Rhino out. Resolute Archangel, Razorfoot Griffin are the cards that I really want. Overwhelm actually would be a card I really kind of want. So I think I might actually sack both my walls here, just for the card draw value. So let's do that. Let's sack Wall of Essence and draw a card. We get a Plains. Let's sack the Wall of Mulch. I could, of course, wait and chump block with these, but he hasn't even shown me anything I want. There's a Razorfoot Griffin. Yeah, he hasn't shown me anything that I really need to chump block. The Zathrid Slyblade is 2 damage. That has Intimidate, which I can block with him. But this is definitely going a little bit better now, because I have the Griffin, which is going to be a prime Flesh to Dust target if it sticks around at all. So we will Swift Claw, and we will keep the Nissa's Expedition in hand. He still has 4 up for the Slyblade, so I don't really want to swing in yet. So I think I'll just pass the turn and hope that he doesn't have any flyers. There's a flyer right there. However, mine does have First Strike, so that will help out slightly. So I got my card draw, and I'm back to 1 card. He got his card draw, and he's still sitting at 5. That is a lot of gas and a lot of options. So he's going to Mind Rot me, which I'm perfectly okay with. He only gets 1 card, and it's a card that I've been avoiding playing. So I am perfectly happy with that happening. I'm going to draw an Undergrowth Scavenger. What's that going to be worth? Mulch, Essence, Hydra, Kinsbale, Mystic. I really wish they would fix the opponent's graveyard on this client. So Undergrowth Scavenger would be a 5/5 for 4. That's pretty good. I'm going to swing in with the Griffin here. Get in for 2. And I guess I just bring out the 5/5. It's unlikely he has a board sweep of any kind. He could be playing in Garrick's Wake. But I think just pulling out the Undergrowth Scavenger is probably good here. I basically start playing for Overwhelm. Yeah, let's do that. Puts me into top deck mode, but it puts me into top deck mode in a pretty good place. Alpha Striking probably still isn't a good call here. He can block 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would get in for 3. So yeah, Alpha Striking's not terribly an option. What would trade anyways? That would kill something. I mean, it's an option. He has 4 cards though, which is probably the biggest problem. I'm inclined to just continue hitting him with Razorfoot Griffin. Just getting in for 2, getting in for 2, and then maybe I can Alpha Strike when he's lower and there's more dangerous opportunities going on. So he has 5 cards in hand. And he just passed the turn. And I just drew more forests. Yeah, I just keep picking at him with the Razorfoot Griffin. Now he's got something. Now he's got Flesh to Dust, yeah. I knew that was going to be the prime Flesh to Dust target. So I will just pass the turn here. I've got a 1 in 15 chance of pulling my Overwhelm. He's going to start attacking. Oh, he's not going to start attacking with that Hushman Griff. Okay. I am really drawing a lot of lands here. So that's 10, 12. There's only 5 lands left, which means there are 9 playable cards left. At some point, I'm going to need to think about Alpha Striking. So, I mean, if I swing in with the Golem, the Charging Rhino, the Scavenger, and the Swift Claw, what does he do? He blocks the Scavenger with that and kills it. The Rhino can block there. I don't like that he has 5 cards and that much mana. He's at 11. I'm at 17. No. I think we play conservatively here. I'm tempted to play more aggressively. I'm tempted to just swing in. But I feel like he must be holding back on something. He's got 8 mana. He should be able to cast every single thing in his hand. Unless he actually is just holding 5 lands. He's got his own Razorfoot Griffin. That's unfortunate. That can block and kill a few of my things. Marked by Honor. It's an interesting card to see come out. Means that I can make something bigger. Might even be wise to make the Netcaster Spider bigger so that I can block the Griff and the Griffin. He's down to 4 cards. He still has enough to activate the Slyblade, which is a pain. I'm tempted to clean the board up a little bit here. So if I attack with that, and that. No, because that would be an easy block for him there. He blocks there, kills that. He wouldn't be willing to take 8. He could block sack, and I'd be okay with that. This gives +1/+1, right? Yes. I think we strike in with these 3 and just see what happens. It's a bit of an aggressive play. I probably should be more conservative, but I really dislike that he's sitting on 4 cards. So we'll see what happens here. I expect the Slyblade to hit the Scavenger. What he does with these, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he'll double block to kill, or if he will Selfless Cathar and block with the Spirit. If he does that, I'm fine, because the Spirit I was worried about if I didn't have the Golem anymore. And then after combat, I can throw Marked by Honor on Netcaster Spider. So yes, he is potentially going to do the Selfless Cathar plan here. Blocking my 4/4 with a 3/2. He's going to chump block the Scavenger. Oh, no, he's taking it all back. He's going to block with the Child of Night and the Hushwing Griff. So he is definitely going to Selfless Cathar here. So the Rhino and the Spirit will trade. I want to kill the Flyer. Or actually, no, I'll kill both of them. Assuming no tricks. He might have a trick. Oh, no, white one. No, it's unlikely he has a trick. So they will trade. They will trade. He will die. So I'll be left with a Golem, a Swift Claw, a Spider who will be big with the Marked by Honor, and a Satyr Wayfinder, he'll be left with a 2-2 and a 2-1. I'm pretty okay with that. So he pops the Selfless Cathar. Things trade left and right. Unfortunately, that Slyblade is still going to keep me at bay. I was kind of hoping he would block with the Slyblade and take it out of play. But so be it. Make my Spider a 4-5 Vigilant and say go. So, clean things up a little bit, but still not great. That's a card I like to see. What are the odds of him playing a second Mind Rot? Or does it matter? Do I just swing in anyways? It'd be a 4-4 in the air. Why is he sitting on so many cards? Yeah, I'm just going to bring it out. If he has removal, he has removal. If he has something to pump the Griffin up, he has something to pump the Griffin up. I'm down to 12 cards in my library. I kind of need to get going here. So down comes the Resolute Archangel. I go back to 20 and say go. So he does have a play. Yep, he did have a Flesh to Dust, and down it goes. So that was his second Flesh to Dust. Yeah, so he does have 2 Flesh to Dusts and an Ulcerate. It's a lot of removal. His end step, he brings out 2 soldiers. So unfortunately, I think all of my bombs are gone. Archangel's gone. The Hydra's gone. The Rhino is gone. The Scavenger is gone. This might be a matchup for Restock. He has so much removal, I can put in Restock and be able to get my cards back. So I think Restock comes in. So yeah, Restock comes in. I haven't seen any enchantments, so no Solemn Offering. Invasive Species doesn't really need to come in. He just keeps passing. So I will just play out my Midnight Guard, and I will pass right back. Unfortunately, I'm significantly behind him on the mill-out plan, as well as on the time plan. So he can just play this game out to its unfortunate, inevitable conclusion, if that's what he wishes to do. So he's going to drop Unmake the Graves and return 2 target creatures to his hand. What's he going to bring back? Accursed Spirit and Selfless Cathar. So I can still block the Accursed Spirit. Selfless Cathar isn't necessarily the best card to bring back. Yeah, I think this just might go to me getting milled out, or timing out, which is kind of unfortunate. I guess I played to the Overwhelm. But I mean, even the Overwhelm I don't think will help me when he has so many soldiers. So that was a second Raise the Alarm too. Down comes a Shadowcloak Vampire, which I can still block. There's the Overwhelm. So +3/+3 to all creatures. I mean, I honestly don't think I'm going to win this game, so I think it's just sort of now or never. I'm just going to swing in with everything. Um, I don't really have the time. I don't really have the cards left in my deck. I think he's just going to beat me. So I'm just going to swing in. Maybe he'll think, oh, it's a desperation thing. Maybe he won't properly block. Who knows what could happen? Any number of things could happen that result in me actually winning here, or at least significantly clearing the board. So at the moment, I'm going to kill that. 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 I'm going to super kill that, actually. 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I'm going to significantly sweep the board here if he doesn't have plays. So I will say like that. And then I will... Oh, that's super unfortunate. That's super unfortunate. Overwhelm is a sorcery. I should have remembered that. Well, I knew I was losing the game anyways. Just goes to show you, always read the card. Well, I guess that makes up for the encrust mistake that my opponent had last game. I don't necessarily know if I want to show my opponent the rest of my deck here. So I might just concede. I'm going to lose. You know, I mean, I do say never concede, but I feel like he's specifically trying to kill my time. Because he could be attacking it with that Razorfoot Griffin. He could be attacking it with that Slyblade. There's really no reason that he's not. Yeah, I think he's just trying to waste my time here. So I will just keep going. I will just keep passing the turn. Can I always yield to that? There we go. Always yield to that. That will save me a bit of time. Yeah, so he's just going to mill me right out. That's interesting. I could hunt the weak. My Midnight Guard on... No, I won't show my deck. I'm just going to lose here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 50% of my deck remaining are lands. Paragon, no. He just has way too much of a board presence here. So I'll just keep going. He's wasting more time on his turn than I'm wasting on mine. So if we can close up the time gap, I'm perfectly okay with that. Now he's going to start attacking in with his 2/2 in the air. And hey, I get to see more of his deck too, so I'm pretty okay with that. I will just say go here. I'm not going to play anything, so let's just F6. He swings in with his crow, sure thing. My turn comes up, I draw another land, sure thing. I will F6 through all of this. And just try to close the time gap here. So I will just keep on going. We're down to 12 minutes for hopefully 2 more games. Maybe I just won't win game 2. He slapped down a stab wound on his black cat in order to see a card from my hand, and he sees Hunt the Week. I'm okay with him knowing I have a Hunt the Week. I would be less okay with him knowing that I have an Overwhelm. Maybe he knew the Overwhelm. Well, no, he wouldn't have known the Overwhelm was coming because it's not an instant, of course, as we now know and forever shall remember. So I will just pass the turn. Now we are at 12 minutes on the dot. He's down to 14, so he's actually lost a full minute here. So the time is closing. We're at a 2-minute gap right now. I think earlier we were at a a 3, maybe even a 4-minute gap. And I'm seeing more and more of his deck. I'm seeing he has a lot of small creatures, and he's really sort of banking on that removal. If he didn't have all that removal, he would not have been in the position he was, I would say. That Spyblade is such a problem. So yeah, he can swing in. I will lose when I cannot draw a card next turn. And we will finish with less than a 2-minute gap, which is pretty nice. So there we go. I lose because I'm out of cards. I would like to be a bit more aggressive, so what was I saying? Solemn Offering, absolutely no need for that. Well, there's a stab wound. But what I most need is that restock. So restock comes in, Wall of Mulch goes out. I think Wall of Essence is okay. He did have a lot of creatures. Did he have anything with toughness 4 or greater? I don't think so. I think Shadowcloak Vampire was the largest thing I saw, and that's a 4/3, so it doesn't even hit that. So yeah, I think pulling in the restock just to get my 2 best cards back might be really the only change I make. Is anything not good against him? Not really. Everything's just sort of eh. Overwhelm is a sorcery. Overwhelm is a sorcery. Just got to keep that in mind. So let's submit the deck, and we will see how Game 2 goes, and see if we even have time to make it to a Game 3. And we're back. I would love to play first. Thanks for asking, Magic Online. That is not a good hand. I've got nothing to do, so we are going to mulligan that. That is an ever so slightly better hand, but still not great. Unfortunately, I don't have too much time, so I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to say go. I'm going to hope that I draw some gas before he draws some gas, and I'm going to hope that maybe this can go a little bit faster. So I will drop my forest, I will have 6, I will let him go. Unfortunately, my Undergrowth Scavenger is, as I mentioned during the draft, a 0/0 on turn 4 for the moment. So he's Signing Bloods, so he's down to 18. I will pop that down and go. I can get a Paragon next turn at least. That would make my Undergrowth Scavenger a 1/1, but probably not what I want to do. So he's going to Mind Drop me. I will drop my Titanic Growth, and I will drop my Willforged Golem, which actually helps out. It does make my Undergrowth Scavenger slightly better now. So I'll drop Paragon of Eternal Wilds. He's still in the mono black plan. Down comes an Accursed Spirit. A white card is not what I need. I cannot win this race, unfortunately, either. But I gotta do what I gotta do. So I'll bring out that Undergrowth Scavenger, and he is a whopping 2/2. He's got 5 mana, so his Flesh to Dust is online. I'm in all kinds of trouble here. Down comes a Child of the Night. I will just swing in with both. Restock doesn't have Convoke, does it? No. Take him to 12. He can lifelink 2 of that back right here. I will go to 15. I could super use a Plains. I will just say go. Oops. I will just say go. I want to be able to block this Child of the Night next turn. So I will block with the Undergrowth Scavenger. That will, or I can bring it back with Restock possibly. So he just says go. I get yet another forest. I will swing in with my Paragon. Time gap is still at 2 minutes. So he is going to trade. He must have an On Make the Graves or something. I'm going to pull him back, and I'm going to pull my Willforged Golem back with Restock. So I get those cards back. He is going to raise the alarm. So next turn I will have 5, maybe 6 mana. He's going to conmake the graves, pulling his Accursed Spirit and Child of Night back. And we are in trouble. If we weren't in trouble with time, we are in trouble with board state. Down comes the Accursed Spirit. Down comes the Child of Night. He can swing in for 2. Takes me to 16. So my turn, I will drop the only thing I can drop, which is the Paragon of Eternal Wilds. And I'll say go. So I can hunt the weak, the Child of Night. Might buy me a slight bit of time. I'm obviously really hurting for white mana here. I'll take the 5 because I need this Paragon to live. That Shadow Cloak is really going to put the game away quick, though. Genesis Hydra for 3? Sure. I don't know what I would hit that would be of any real value. An Elvish Mystic, I suppose. I guess I could have put the land in, couldn't I? Oh well. I don't think the land would have saved me. So I can hunt the weak, the Shadow Cloak Vampire, maybe? So he's going to get in for 7 here, taking me to 4. So yeah, I've lost this game. It's over, but I'm not going to concede. As I said, you never want to give up. There was a point where I was going to give up in match 1, and I definitely should not have, considering the way it ended up. So next turn, I will hunt the weak, Genesis Hydra on the Shadow Cloak, making him a 5/5. Stab Wound's going to end it here, however. So I'm going to take 2. I will hunt the weak on the Shadow Cloak Vampire. They will trade, and then that's going to be game. He's going to swing in with the Accursed Spirit, and we are going to lose. So there's that. He can swing in for 3, and that is game. And that is good game. So yeah, that was a bit of a bad matchup. He had a lot of good removal, which definitely just shut my deck down. Even if I got my bombs out, they were very easily removed. He had 2 Flesh to Dust, a Stab Wound, and Ulcerate. That was just a solid sort of black-white mid-rangey deck. Hopefully round 3 goes better, and I'll see you then.